You just noticed that your panel display just lit up like a Christmas tree with all these different sensors going off, telling you what you need to get done and what you need to check. Joining us this morning, Mr. Ben, and Ben right here at Tire Discounters in Hamburg, letting us know really where to start, what are the most important symbols that really require that immediate and urgent action when you see them kind of light up on your dashboard.
Sure, they're all color-coded. You got red, which would be your critical, and you also have orange, which is just your warning maintenance light, get it looked at, and then green would just be your standard operating lights that come on. First thing you want to do is make sure all the bulbs on your dash are working, so when you turn your key on, you'll see all the lights come up and see some are orange, some are red. That will indicate what's most important. The biggest things that will inhibit you from driving is going to be your coolant, your oil, your brakes, and your tire pressure sensors.
Sure.
So a lot of tire pressure lights, that's this light right here, are coming on as you turn on your car with this temperature dropping. The cold makes the air smaller, so you will need to add pressure to it.
Right. So in other words, what you need to do is you'll need to stop off at perhaps Tire Discounters or any other location and make sure that you fill up those tires, because what could happen, I'm just curious, if you leave your tire pressure kind of unattended?
Well, if you don't have the pressure adjusted correctly on your tires, they're not going to give you the traction you need. And with the weather we have now, you need as much traction as you can get.
Oh, absolutely, so that you're not all over those roadways as well. So show me again which one is the coolant temperature warning.
If you look, I actually have in this vehicle a gauge for your coolant temperature. Now, there is a light that would flash, and it would look like your engine light, and it would flash and tell you that your coolant temperature is either not where it should be, too low, or too high, not enough mixture of the coolant. So also right above that, if you look at your voltmeter gauge, this is telling you that where your battery is sitting at, how many volts your battery has, and if your alternator is charging it.
So I'm curious, when it comes to like the coolant and when it comes to like the battery level, where are the ideals? Where do you want them to be?
It's different on every vehicle, but as long as your vehicle's not telling you anything, with the lights flashing or a red light staying on, when you turn it on, it'll show you every light that could be illuminated. So if you look at that red brake light and then you have a yellow ABS, the yellow ABS is showing you that you need to get it serviced. The red, either you got your parking brake on, or you have a problem that you need to get it towed to Tire Discounters.
Absolutely. And, you know, one of the other things that I want to make sure that we talk about as well is your gas light. I mean, obviously everyone knows what that is, but during the winter months especially, it's really important that you keep that your car filled with a certain amount of gas. At what level do you think is an appropriate level that really during the winter months that you need to make sure that you have that gas at?
Especially try to make sure you don't get below a quarter of a tank. Your gas tank is sealed and it condensates, and so the moisture will go to the bottom to the top of the fuel level. So as your car consumes the fuel, the water will actually make its way to your fuel pump, get in your engine, and could cause it to misfire, your engine light to come on, different things like that, and just not be ideal. So I'd keep at least a quarter of a tank, and especially if you happen to get unfortunate and on the side of the road, you want to be able to keep your car running, keep that heat going.
Absolutely, and what a great call, because I won't even lie to you, there were certainly several times over the last couple of days where my car was slipping and sliding all over the place, and I was literally sitting there praying that I wouldn't end up in a ditch. So again, it's really important not only that you keep that your gas tank full with at least a quarter of a tank of gas. Another thing that I would suggest is the windshield wiper fluid as well, and there's indicators on there.